Should you get the iPhone 16e or should you get the iPhone 14 Pro Max? Yes, both of these phones are equally priced in 2025. So, if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's get this video started. Before we start, you can probably look at my face and my voice and tell something is wrong. And that's true. I've taken my wisdom tooth out. And that's the reason I've been out for almost 7 days now. As you can see, I've done it 3-4 days ago and it's still a bit swollen. So I want to thank my dentist, which did an amazing job. This was not an easy job and he did it really well. I'm not that much swollen, I can talk, I can record videos. Totally forgot to record videos in advance for you guys, so I will try to keep this video light. I cannot talk that much and I cannot talk very high. So bear with me, this is the best I can do. Thank you, Dr. Jorge, you did an amazing work. I know you are watching this video. Now, let's talk about the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the iPhone 16e. Both of these phones are equally priced in 2025. You can get the iPhone 14 Pro Max for around $700 used or refurbished, while you can also get the iPhone 16e for the same price. So, which device should you get? In terms of design, these phones are very different. The iPhone 14 Pro Max features a very similar design to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's a bit smaller, features stainless steel, but the rest is almost the same. While the iPhone 16e is very different. It's made of aluminium, and the glass on the back looks a little bit more matte than the glass on the back of the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which has a little bit more glossy look, although it's matte also. As for the camera lenses, this has a 3-camera system. This has only a single camera system. Both devices feature a 4-megapixel main sensor, while this iPhone has a 3x telephoto and I think a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor, while this one has a 40-megapixel single sensor on the back. The front sensor is about the same, but both of these phones have very different qualities and aspects that I think you should consider whenever buying these two devices. Again, this has Lightning, this has USB-C, and this is just the beginning. But if this is a deal breaker for you, don't get the 14 Pro Max. Your only choice is the iPhone 16. Because again, Lightning, this was the last Lightning iPhone, so if you don't like Lightning, this is not the iPhone for you. Starting off with the feel in the hand, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is definitely heavier and bigger than the iPhone 16e. This is a very small iPhone, and I say small, it's very small. If you compare to the iPhone 15 Pro, it's about the same size as the iPhone 15 Pro with a 6.1-inch display. Awesome. This display is OLED and it's great. But the feel in the hand, the overall portability, the overall maneuverability is really good. This phone feels very light, very compact, and very easy to hold, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max feels heavier, feels bulky. This is the heaviest iPhone ever made. Don't forget that. Stainless steel was very premium in the hand, but it was very heavy and very bulky to hold on. But again, if you put them side by side, you can see that this is a much bigger phone, and with that comes weight. If you love that feeling, if you love the heft feeling in the hand, the 14 Pro Max is definitely for you. $700, it's, in terms of premium feeling, you can't get anything better. But in terms of design, these are very two different phones. This iPhone, definitely much bigger, much larger, much heavier. The 16e, much more portable. Depends a lot on what you want. There are two very important aspects to talk about. Definitely USB-C is one of them. The iPhone 14 Pro Max does not feature USB-C, still features the old Lightning port, completely now phased out of the iPhone lineup, does not feature AI, so you don't have any type of Apple Intelligence. If you care about that, your only choice is the iPhone 16e, 16, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, and the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. Other than that, both devices are very similar in terms of specs. The A16 present on this phone is not that much slower than the A18 present here. A bit more powerful, does not make that much of a difference. The battery life, I think that the battery life will be a bit better on the iPhone 16e. This has a more efficient chip. This has also a great battery life. This has a new modem, which is also very efficient. So side by side, I think that the iPhone 16e will have a bit better battery life than the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Other than that, I think that if you prefer the larger size and the triple camera system, these won't be any of the deal breakers for you. Again, USB-C might be, so think about that. I think that's important. Sorry again if my voice is not that great. Again, I'm in a bit of pain doing this, but let's continue. The iPhone 14 Pro Max features a 6.7-inch OLED display, while the iPhone 16e features a 6.1-inch display. These two devices have OLED displays. They are both great, but the iPhone 14 Pro Max has a brighter display. This has a 1500 nit peak brightness display, which is very bright. You can push it to the maximum and it will be amazing. While the iPhone 16e only has an 800 nit peak brightness display. Outside, you will notice it. Inside, you won't. Both displays are great. This has an OLED display, this has an OLED display. Contrast ratios are pretty much the same, colors are pretty much the same. They can both display HDR content. So the big difference is the bigger display, 6.7 inches, and the brighter display. Oh, one thing that is also very noticeable, and I forgot completely to mention, is that this one has 120 Hz, this one doesn't. So if you'd like 120 Hz, ProMotion technology, and with that, always on display, which I think is the most important part of the ProMotion technology, the iPhone 14 Pro Max does have that, which was the first iPhone to get that, while the iPhone 16e doesn't. If you love always on display, if you love ProMotion, the 14 Pro Max is the iPhone for you. Has 4 quirks and features. The iPhone 14 Pro Max does not have any type of action button, camera button, none of that, while the 16e does have the action button. And in the beginning it might seem like a gimmick, but trust me, it isn't. I love my action button. It's very useful. I use it a lot to access ChatGPT, or I use it a lot if I want to open the camera app via this button very quickly and then take photos. While the iPhone 14 Pro Max does not have any of that, and for some, nowadays, might be an issue. For others, it doesn't. So it still has the old mute switch. If you love that, this iPhone still has the old mute switch. I love that. I think it was a very, very cool thing to have. But now with the action button, you can have the best of both worlds. A customizable button and a physical mute switch. So, yes, in terms of quirks and features, the 16e is a newer phone, so it will have more. One thing that the 16e does not have, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max did, and it was the first phone to have it, was Dynamic Island. Dynamic Island is a very, very interesting thing. Nowadays, it's a really, really cool thing. Apps and developers have taken advantage of this technology, and now it's almost indispensable in my day-to-day life. I love this iOS integration. Android manufacturers have copied it, and it's a great, great thing to have. The 16e does not have it. It has a notch, an old notch, just like the iPhone 13, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max did. So if you love Dynamic Island, the 14 Pro Max will have it, the 16e won't. As for the cameras, well, the 14 Pro Max has a triple camera system, 12 megapixel ultra-wide, 12 megapixel 3x telephoto, 40 megapixel main sensor, the first iPhone to have a 40 megapixel main sensor, and I gotta say, you notice the difference. This sensor is big, takes beautiful photos with natural bokeh, and yeah, you have the 2x technology, so you can crop in 2 times without losing quality. While the iPhone 16e also has the 40 megapixel main sensor, 2x crop in with the optical zoom, but that's it. No ultra-wide lens, no telephoto. And that's something that you will miss, in my opinion. Although the 40 megapixel main sensor is great, moving in, moving out, pushing in, pushing out, taking different perspectives with the telephoto, with the ultra-wide is different, especially on portrait photography. So if you love taking portrait photography or even landscape photography with the ultra-wide sensor, the 14 Pro Max is definitely the phone for you. If you just take photos, normal photos, everyday life, the 16e might be enough. But here's a side-by-side comparison between these two devices. The photos are not the same, but it will be able to give you a different look at both devices. This has more bokeh, natural colors, and it looks bigger, the sensor, just a bigger sensor look, while the 16e has this small sensor look that does not look that bad. They might be closer to each other, but definitely the 16e is a bit worse. And on nighttime photography, you also notice the difference. So if you want the better camera, definitely go for the 14 Pro Max. Also, the video is better here. You have more technology. You have cinematic mode with better features. You don't have ProRes log, but you have ProRes on the 14 Pro Max. So in terms of video, in terms of photos, the 14 Pro Max is the better iPhone, definitely. And for the same money, if you want the best camera, this one is the iPhone to get. The thing though is that these devices cost the same. And that's weird to say because this is a $1,200 phone 2 years ago. And this is a $700 phone nowadays. So it's incredible how technology moves so fast. Nowadays, you can get this device, this $1,200 device for $700. And now you can get a very competitive device with this one, this iPhone, for $600, which is quite insane. So this phone costing around the same price is awesome. Again, I always think that it's much better for you to buy older iPhones on a discount, like the 15 Pro Max. I think that right now that phone is an amazing, amazing deal. But the 14 Pro Max is also not a bad deal. So if you want to see a video of me living with the iPhone 14 Pro Max in 2025, let me know in the comments below. I will do a day in the life video with it. But again, both devices costing you the same. If you ask me which phone would I get, I would buy the 14 Pro Max. Although it still has Lightning, I don't think that USB-C still is a deal breaker. So I don't think that having USB-C, although it's really, really cool and I love it and I cannot live without it, right now it will upset the down cost of having the 16e. This phone is not as great in terms of camera. Definitely the camera is a lack of, and the display is a bit smaller. The overall construction is not as premium. I would go for the 14 Pro Max still. You will love it. Still an amazing, amazing iPhone. And still, if you have it in 2025, don't switch it. It's still an amazing, amazing phone. For the same price, I would go for the 14 Pro Max. Again, guys, I'm sorry for my voice. I'm sorry for the way that I've been talking, but now a bit off topic of the video. I don't know if you can see. I'm very, very swollen. Like, I'm still very swollen. It still hurts a bit to talk about. And yeah, I don't know how many videos I will be able to put out in the next week. This is probably the only one. I will try to record another one, but when I'm a bit better. Right now, it's hurting. I'm feeling a bit swollen right now still. And with the stitches inside of my mouth, it's not easy to talk. So, yes, I wanted to record the video for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below. Thank you guys for hitting 6,000 subscribers. Now 6,100 if I'm not wrong. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.